if you clicked on that video, you are probably working with containers, and you most likely heard about the 12-factor app development methodology. Within a 12-factor app, there is a good incentive to decouple your services between stateless services and stateful services, and treat everything that's stateful as a backend service managed by a third party. But if you are the one who built the stateful app and has to serve it through Kubernetes, then you may want to implement reliability and high availability through the app itself. So if I'm taking the example of databases, for example, there are multiple criteria and database feature you may want to consider, you have to consider to create your backend stateful app, so your application can achieve the high availability. So if I'm taking a few examples here of databases, such as PostgreSQL or NoSQL DBs, it all starts with data replication. So for example, in a world of PostgreSQL, you have one main elected database that's going to take all the writes, and then propagate them to a secondary site. Another NoSQL DB, such as Couchbase or even Elasticsearch, can push this to multiple nodes and even across different data centers. The second factor is when you are dealing with such distributed system, you have to take care about the consistency. So in PostgreSQL, you have strong consistency offered for free. In other NoSQL DBs like, again, Elastic or Couchbase, you have what is named eventual consistency, which means at any point in time, you may not have access to the latest and greatest data written to the DB. Next criteria that's going to be taken into account is how you're going to partition your data, possibly across different sites. With PostgreSQL, data partitioning is rather easy, and you will often split your data between databases and tables. In a NoSQL type of DB, you will have sharding of your data depending on indexes, for example, type of documents, and how you want to build your replication. Next criteria has to do with failover. When there is a disaster, how are you going to elect the node that's going to serve the writes? Again, different databases, different stateful services will achieve different capabilities. Another huge criteria in the selection of your application and how it's going to replicate across site is the network latency. SQL DBs often requires very low latency, while NoSQL will allow you to have higher latencies. Another option is to let the replication being done not only by the application itself, but via the storage backend. And this will be the topic of our next video. Click here. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.